Hey guys, Spectralis here for my first ever gun review on the L85A1 Mark II. As you can see here, this is a comparison page of stats between the L85A1 and the L85A1 Mark II. The only difference being is the recoil. Now the stats on the Nexon website says it's 43, but that would put it far below the M416 CQB, which has 63, and the website says 43. On the website it says that the recoil has been lowered, so I took that into consideration. It's probably only lowered by 1 point or 2 points, so it's probably 67. Right now, as you can tell, this is just the regular L85A1. I'm showcasing just some of the gameplay because you have to get 100 kills with this weapon after you select it in the jobs in the Gun Emporium. You have to be able to buy this gun first at First Lieutenant 2, and you can buy it for 1000 GP for 1 day. And these guys are just bouncing around the base, just having a good old time. Not really sure what they're trying to do, but anyways. It's a really fast killer for an AR. It's got a really high fire rate, which makes it good in close quarters battle. You can tap with it, however, I find it best to spray with it in close quarters. Obviously, if you're at farther ranges, you want to, of course, tap fire. That's what you want to use an AR for primarily in long ranges, just tap fire, because if you go full auto, your shots are going to jump up and everything. Right here I kind of sped up the action because somebody was like messaging me or whatever. So, but yeah, tap fire at longer ranges. In close quarters it's really efficient with its faster fire rate. The recoil spreads really fast on this gun, so you're going to have to be careful when you're tap firing. It's good for spraying people down, but otherwise it's you gotta watch yourself. Even with its pretty decent accuracy at 85, the recoil just isn't that great. It's not like an M416 CQB, it will jump around. The one thing I did not like about the L85A1, and the same goes for the Mark II, is that you can't put any kind of scope on it, which is not good for an AR because usually you want to scope in at longer ranges and pick people off, but you just cannot with this weapon, and it takes some getting used to. If it was me, I would have put an ACOG on this weapon if it allowed it, mainly because I have an L85A1 mod with its own scope, and it works really well with that weapon. I'm sure an iTech would help with the recoil. iTechs seem to help with recoil at least a little bit better than ACOGs, but ACOGs give you that farther scope zoom, so you primarily want to have an ACOG scope. But since we can't put one on anyways, that's just wishful thinking. Alright, and now we're up to the L85A1 Mark II portion of this gun review. Like I said, it's going to perform about the same as the L85A1 GP version. The only real difference is just the skin on them. This one has a pretty cool blue skin. You can add other attachments to it, like an extended mag, like you can see here. It doesn't normally come with 40, it comes with 30 by 90. So you got 30 in the magazine and 90 in reserve, unless you put an extended mag. And you can put suppressors on too, and I think I put one on in a few clips from now. Although of course suppressors, they make the recoil do funny things, so unless you're not used to using a suppressor, then you might want to just stick to leaving one off. I really wish there was more to talk about this gun. I'm going to get later at the end like how I feel about the weapon in general. I'm just kind of letting you guys see how it works. You see a lot of my kills taken, in close quarters or medium range, like this one here. Somebody else picked him off before I could finish him, but that other one in there was, pretty close quarters. I tend to spray a lot. That's just my play style. I mean, obviously, like if this was Snow Valley, I would tap fire, as much as possible. If they're sitting behind a bunker, their head's only visible. But see, like in these hallways, you can kind of get away with spraying a little bit each time. And here we have gameplay in the map Hollow Ravine with a suppressor on. I just wanted to test it out. I don't get any L85A1 kills here, but I do pretty well with the M24 here. Just on a side note, the M24A3 fully customized is just one awesome weapon, and you'll see why here in just a second. Not too shabby for a bolt-action sniper rifle. I mean, it has 100% accuracy, and normally has 97 damage. So normally it would have killed light vesters most of the time, but with it fully customized, it's usually a one-shot hit kill no matter where you hit them. Oh, and this game is going to be a really laggy game. I still managed to tap fire at that one guy, but this Blood Money map was just terrible lag. The rest of these clips are going to be pretty laggy, but anyways, this is getting closer to the end of my review, so I'm going to kind of give my thoughts as to what kind of score I would give this weapon. If we were to say judge it on like a 5 to 5 scale, I would probably give it maybe a 2 out of 5 for an assault rifle class. Its limitations, not being able to put a scope on and zoom in, which I'm sure a lot of people in this game usually do, so that's one limitation that I don't like. You can still put extended mags, which are good, and suppressors, which not very many people use anyways, so inability to use a scope is kind of a hindrance to this weapon. Now if you want to fork out say 24,900 NX or $25 in real life for the L85A1 mod, it's a good choice. But anyways, this is the end of my review. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, just leave them in the comment section below. I'd be glad to hear your thoughts. Thanks, have a nice day.